In 2013, my family received an invitation to attend a wedding in Belarus. I was very excited about it because right after the Berlin Wall fell, our family with partners in Lithuania organized more than a dozen Liberty English camps to teach the principle of free market economy and the philosophy of liberty. We usually had 30 to 50 Belarusian students each year. We have made so many friends, which have made me feel very attached to Belarus. From our students, I learned that while all the neighboring countries like Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland have been changing and developing rapidly into prosperous and modern capitalist countries, Belarus has been holding on to the communist ideology and lagging behind. After our friends picked us up from the train station in Minsk, the first thing they told us was, "You will not have hot water in the apartment today." In Belarus, hot water is supplied by the government. The government decided that for 2 months a year, people don't need hot water, and the supply pipes need maintenance. Our very optimistic friends told us happily that even though this is one of the 2 no hot water months, there was only 1 day left. So we would only need to endure 1 day of no bath or take a cold bath. Everything will be fine tomorrow. The very colorfully decorated apartment was conveniently located and spacious. Huge Chinese-style wall decor and cheap made-in-China colorful beddings make the rooms bright. This was the first time that Belarusians could rent out one's own living space, and I observed the owner made extra effort creating an attractive rental space for international guests. We tried, but it was too cold to have a cold bath, so we decided to wait until the next day, even though we were all longing for a hot bath after a long journey. Everyone in our group was happy and excited to explore the city, so we did. We met up with more friends, tried interesting and delicious food and drinks. We also saw the huge and ugly hot water pipes above our heads across the city. The city was very clean and spacious, but to me it was cold and gloomy because all I could see was communist Soviet-style architecture and city planning, which were associated with tyranny and horror. They reminded me of my own miserable life under communism in China from the late 1950s to the mid-1980s. When I lay down on the hard bed that night, I knew we would not have hot water the next day. All these things were too familiar to me. I knew how untrustworthy government promises were. So when the hot water didn't come the next day, I was not surprised at all. And I told the other Americans, don't ask why or get upset, because there's no other reason but a very typical phenomenon of an planned economy. It's normal. The local Belarusians kept apologizing to us foreigners, but to them it's just a very small and common thing as a part of their daily lives. On the 3rd day, I finally remembered that I shouldn't have waited for the water company to solve a problem, since I had become accustomed to living in the United States for the past 30 years. I must do what I always did when living in China, find my own way to meet my own bourgeoisie desire, to have a hot bath. So I located all the big and small pots in the apartment and started to boil water, pot after pot, to pour into the bathtub for each person to take their hot bath. The following day, we traveled to a village for a very special wedding, all dressed up, fresh and clean. We were told that the people of Minsk got their hot water after we left, and everyone was very grateful to the government.